I think we can all agree that TKO has come in and basically ruined the product. Now, the craziest thing was this was a very slow transition that we damn near didn't even really realize was happening right under our noses. When Vince had to get pushed out and Triple H was coming in and creative was getting better, storylines were getting better, things were changing, production was changing. There was like all of these new things coming up. We're moving to Netflix. Like there seemed to be a whole bunch of positive. And then it seems like right up under our noses, there was a whole bunch of negative happening. And now we're seeing the finalized product of that with the ticket prices, with cities getting their manias taken away. New Orleans, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I actually wanted to go because y'all not that far away. But now it is making people think, was WWE better under Vince McMahon? Now, I do not agree with any of the things that he did. I'm not condoning any of that. But if we're talking about running the company, it does seem to be where Vince had the fans more in mind than TKO does. So with that, we're going to check out Tap Out Corner, 10 reasons why WWE was better with Vince McMahon.
On September 12th, 2023, WWE was changed forever when it was sold and merged with the UFC, forming a new company called TKO.
Man.
In doing so, WWE went from being majority owned by Vince McMahon to now being run by TKO's board of directors. Now, don't get me wrong, Vince McMahon's WWE was far from perfect, especially in his final years. This video also is in a defense of Vince McMahon the person and the things he's been accused of doing.
See, and I like the fact that you made that distinction because I feel like I have to do the same thing. Even though it's the same name, Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, we're talking about the business person. The business person, not the person behind the scenes doing all the dumb shit that got him where he is today. Never defending that. Never defending that. We're talking about Vince McMahon, the owner and the person who ran the business and who made the decisions for the fans. And to his point also about WWE not being a perfect product, absolutely right. I think in a perfect world, Vince could have ran the business. Triple H could have ran creative. Now, I know people try to say that, oh, Triple H is, it depends on when you get what you want and when you don't get what you want, when people want to give Triple H flowers and people want to blame Triple H. But he's just a face. There's so many other moving parts that goes into creative. But anyway, I think that Vince McMahon running the company and Triple H running creative was the perfect storm. We just couldn't get that to happen.
However, there are definitely some things in WWE that were done better when McMahon was in charge, such as number 10, tickets.
Right.
In April 2022, 2 tickets to Raw cost $254.30 or $127.15 each. Okay, but look at it now. 3 years later, in July 2025, those exact same tickets in the exact same venue are now $464.95 each, or $920.
That don't make no damn sense, man. That legitimately doesn't make any sense. Like none, bro. Like, I understand inflation, but come on.
$29.90 total. You're paying more than double for the exact same thing. And again, this is only a 3-year difference. I'm not trying to be a Vince McMahon apologist or defend the man. I'm just saying that during his era, WWE at least tried to be affordable for all fans. TKO caters exclusively to the wealthiest fans and is legitimately pricing some people out.
I wanted to go to a WWE show, but my mom said that she can't afford it.
See, that's just fucking wrong, bro. That's just wrong. Like, that's just wrong, man. And I don't care. Listen, I can afford WWE tickets, and I'm saying that that's wrong. Like, it's just about the principle, man. Like, if they came in and they're taking our product and making it something to where it's not even about us anymore. That's just, bro.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you can always watch it on TV, right?
Well, Karrion Kross, TKO is making that more expensive too, because of...
If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you! If you're interested in more wrestling content that you can't see on YouTube, like watch-alongs with video, check out the Patreon in the description. Like, subscribe, and comment if you're feeling oozy. And also, quick thanks to our patrons. And now, back to the video.
Number 9, streaming.
Oh
I
my
know,
God,
Vince
bro.
McMahon was just as greedy as TKO. However, under McMahon, WWE was so much more affordable. In the 1990s, the company took pride in the affordability of its pay-per-views.
Of course, you've heard about the incredible price for In Your House. It's only $14.95. Can you imagine? $14.95.
Bro, like he had, y'all remember, rest in peace to a fallen soldier, man. The WWE Network, man, for $9.99. That was one of the most fire marketing campaigns that they kept running for $9.99. Even the fans at the shows used to chime in with the whole $9.99 thing. They had a big ass flag at headquarters for $9.99. Because you think about it, if you go quantity over, I guess you would say quality, meaning in this instance, meaning like getting the most out of one person versus getting a lot from multiple people or a little bit out of multiple people. I think that's a little bit, your chances are better, in my opinion, to get multiple people to pay $9.99 than what they're doing now. And oh, bro, man, the WWE Network was so good. Even the optimization from like the user interface, finding certain feuds, watching stuff in chronological order. It was so much better. And then they just sold it to everybody who was willing to give them $1.
Then, in 2014, with the launch of
Oh
the
my
WWE
God,
Network,
it just took it right out of my...
actually became even more affordable for fans.
Bro.
Before the network, WWE pay-per-views could range from $40 to $60. There was at least one pay-per-view per month, so if you wanted to watch all of them, you were spending well over $500 a year. However, when the WWE Network launched, it was $10 a month.
$9.99, bro.
Not only that, but there was a ton of original content, and you got access to old Raws, SmackDowns, pay-per-views, and more.
That back
now,
catalog.
Under TKO, all that is gone.
That back catalog was so pivotal, man. It was a great way for fans who never watched the Attitude Era to be able to go back and watch it. And I know that it was on Peacock as well, but we currently are waiting for that stuff to get, I know they got the WWE Vault on Netflix, but we're currently waiting for some of that stuff to still be loaded. Whereas in the WWE Network, you had the entire library. You used to get to watch NXT on there. And it's like they're really just ruining the product all like through and through.
Beginning in 2026, pay-per-views, or premium live events, will be streamed on ESPN, and this service will cost $30 per month. To make the deal even worse, ESPN won't have any additional content. No archived episodes of Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, or anything. You're paying more and getting less.
That's
Again,
some bullshit,
Vince
bro.
McMahon wasn't running a charity, but at least when he was in charge, he made an effort to give fans value. TKO's business model is the opposite. How can we give less value at a higher price? But you know what makes this even worse? Number 8, advertising.
Oh my God, he is hitting everything on the button, bro. This man is Steph Curry right now.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang!
Bro, oh my God.
It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
They are literally whoring out WWE. It's only a matter of time before we see ads on their outfits, bro. It's only a matter of time.
If you watch WWE now, it feels like one big commercial. Just about any open space in or around the ring has some logo on it, and it's borderline overstimulating. Wrestlers walk to the ring wearing sponsored gear, and even the weapons are now starting to have sponsors on them.
If they don't get this...
I honestly wouldn't be shocked if one of the WWE Championship belts gets a brand logo slapped on it.
Oh
at some
God,
point.
please don't give him that idea, bro. Please don't give him that idea. Don't even put that in the atmosphere. I think somebody else said this before too. Please don't give them this idea. I don't want to see a logo on the strap. I don't want to see a side plate with the logo. I don't want to see it on the main plate. Get it off the championships and keep it off. It's already bad enough that the reverse pipe bomb was ruined, in my opinion, optically because of a big ass Slim Jim logo on the table while we're trying to watch CM Punk and John Cena reenact in reverse the pipe bomb from 10 years ago. And we had to watch this big ass Slim Jim logo just be plastered on the table. And it's on every single thing. Fireball on the ladders, bro. Like, we don't need all this advertising. It's not making me go buy it. Y'all just taking the money because somebody's giving it to you, and it's so annoying.
Point. WWE has always had advertisers, but during the Vince McMahon era, there was some degree of separation between the advertisers and the actual show. I don't know if it's true, but apparently McMahon had offers to put logos on the WWE ring for years, but he always refused. Now, I'm not sure of the reason, but whatever it was, we benefited from it. Going back and watching older matches with a clean ring looks so much better compared to all the crap WWE has plastered everywhere now. It wouldn't be so bad if those ads helped keep WWE more affordable, but as you stated, it isn't. Most sports and streaming services offer an option where, for a small additional fee, you can remove the ads. WWE is the reverse. You pay more and you get more ads. And it doesn't end there. We have to talk about number 7, merch. Recently, WWE has partnered with Fanatics to produce their shirts and a wide range of merchandise. I would have no problem with that, except for the fact that Fanatics sucks at their job. The quality of their t-shirts and other merch is awful, and it's all way overpriced. Look at this Finn Balor demon puppet.
Nah, that was insane. That was insane. Demonito being $100, there's no way.
And The Rock means no way.
There's no way that this was worth $100, bro. I saved $39.99 max, but they charged $100. Now, I don't know if they taken advantage of the fact that this was a merger or this was inspired by Layeska from AAA with Mr. Iguana, or it has to do with the fact that we haven't seen the demon Finn Balor in forever because they put him on a dumbass losing streak, which he should have never been on in the first place. But there's no reason that this should have been $100 because this is going to be for kids more than anything. And they wanted to charge $99 for this puppet. Get out of here, man. That don't make no damn sense.
$100. The designs on the shirts aren't really that good either. Sure, when Vince McMahon was in charge, WWE's merch wasn't the gold standard, but it was solid enough. This new merch just follows the same formula of how can you make the most money by giving the crappiest product. Okay, well, at least with all that money, WWE is keeping good care of its wrestlers and employees. Right? Wrong. Number 6, stinginess. WWE has been making record profits. However, at the same time, reports have emerged that WWE employees have had their benefits reduced while also being assigned heavier workloads.
What? Bro, how greedy is this company getting? So you mean to tell me they're taking away from the employees that make this show happen? And they're still charging us, the consumer, more? No, that's man.
Additionally, employees are only receiving a 3% pay increase, which barely keeps pace with the rising cost of living. Here's the other kicker. During the Vince McMahon era, WWE apparently had what they called the Superstar Program. Employees could reward each other with points that could be then used for cash bonuses and other things. Big shocker, but TKO has gotten rid of that. It's also the wrestlers who have gotten the short end of the stick too. When Vince McMahon was in charge, wrestlers could get free tickets for friends and family. However, TKO has stopped doing that.
You gotta be kidding me, bro. The family can't even fucking come to the show? Are you serious? They're literally out there putting their bodies on the line. Yes, they're getting paid, but bro, 4 tickets for their family, and that's probably only going to be once or twice a year. They can't even get that. They're literally putting their bodies on the line every fucking night, bro. And yes, you are paying them a decent amount. I get that. But you mean to tell me you can't give them tickets for their family to come see? Because anytime I've ever seen somebody's family, it's maybe their immediate family of their mother, brother, daughter, son, immediate family. They can't even get that. So you mean to tell me, and you got to remember, if they're not giving them tickets, I highly doubt they're giving them a discount. So you mean to tell me that they're having to pay $1,000 for their people to sit ringside? $500 for the people to sit ringside? There's no way. Like, I would have, at the very least, I think they should get free tickets, but there's no way that they don't get no type of discount. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that.
and now apparently only sends wrestlers a link where they can buy tickets. When wrestlers shared their frustrations, WWE
Wait, run that back?
have gotten the short end of the stick too. When Vince McMahon was in charge, wrestlers could get free tickets for friends and family. However, TKO has stopped doing that and now apparently only sends wrestlers a link where they can buy tickets. When wrestlers shared their frustrations, WWE allegedly respond by saying they are millionaires and can afford the tickets.
That's some cold-hearted shit right there. That's cold. That's cold, bro. That is cold-blooded.
Sure, but WWE is a multi-billion-dollar company. It can afford health insurance and travel expenses for its wrestlers. Yeah, in case you didn't know, despite having record profits, WWE still doesn't cover wrestlers' travel and forces them to have their own health insurance.
That's cold. So they like literally, we gonna pay you this, but you gotta handle all your other stuff, your travel, your insurance, your hospital bills. That's so cold, bro.
You know
that shit, I'm not gonna lie, this shit made me look at WWE kind of side-eye for real. Like, I can feel it one way from as a fan and how the ticket prices are affecting me, but the talent, the workers, the people that actually put on the show and potentially can get hurt at any given moment and their career could be done, and they just looking at it as like, hey, you're millionaires, you could do, like, come on, bro.
Joke about companies hosting a pizza party for their employees. I think WWE would do that, but they would charge you $20 to get in. Someone's got to pay for that pizza, and it ain't gonna be TKO. On a similar note, something else that was better when Vince McMahon was in charge was, number 5, commitments. In February 2025, WWE
Oh, bro. Oh, bro. They had Rock out here looking crazy. This man came out to the block is hot, made an introduction that was fire from that to his final boss music. And then he comes out, makes the announcement, we're going to New Orleans for WrestleMania 42. And they just reneged on it, bro. That is, oh, bro.
announced that WrestleMania 42 would take place in New Orleans, Louisiana. Then, 3 months later, WWE said WrestleMania 42...
That was only 3 months? God dang, man.
...would now take place in Las Vegas. The only reason this happened is because Las Vegas was willing to give WWE more taxpayer dollars. But something this unprofessional would never have happened.
That's when he pulled his quads, bro.
When WWE announced that a pay-per-view, especially WrestleMania, was coming to a city, it was a guarantee. With TKO in charge, fans can never be 100% certain whether WWE is actually going to deliver on what it promises. Speaking of shows, that leads me to my next point. Number 4, lack of shows. Now, I'm not talking about lack of televised WWE shows.
Oh, no house
TKO
shows.
is providing plenty of that. I'm talking about non-televised events.
Yeah, the house shows.
When Vince McMahon was in charge of WWE, the company would often run multiple house shows each week. The reason was twofold: to make more money and to grow WWE's fan base. These untelevised events weren't exclusive to big cities either. Places that were too small to host Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view would still get an opportunity to see WWE live thanks to house shows. I live in a relatively small city, and this is how I was able to watch WWE live in person. Heck, in 2008, WWE ran a show in Cheyenne, Wyoming, a city with less than 60,000 people at the time. Even though the arena there was technically not large enough, it worked with their schedule, so WWE decided to give the Cheyenne fans a show. That would never happen today. Since TKO took control of WWE, the company has been holding fewer house shows, and the ones they do are in cities where they generate a significant profit. This sucks for fans in smaller cities who now have to travel if they want to see a WWE show live, making things even more expensive.
That's crazy,
I know that Vince
bro.
McMahon wasn't writing shows out of the goodness of his heart, but if it had been up to TKO, I and many other fans would have never gotten to see a live WWE event.
Like, to his point about like, okay, yeah, Vince wasn't just this saint, right? He obviously wanted to make money. It's all about the money. Like, he obviously was wanting to make money, but we could at least agree that we both were benefiting from it. He's making his millions, his billions, and we as fans, we have a product that's more affordable. It's a business at the end of the day, so we can't expect anything for super cheap or for free. But what they're doing now it is unreal. No pun intended. It is unreal what they're doing to the product and how certain people, like granted, I live in a city where we usually get either one Raw, one SmackDown a year. That's kind of just the perks of living where I live. But if you lived in a small town where you had to travel an hour, hour and a half to go to, like, that's, some people can't make that trip. And then on top of that, they can't buy the tickets to the event. So they may not ever get to see a show in their city. Bro, this is just, because I remember the first show I went to was a house show. Paid $60 for some tickets. I'd never see that again. That'll never happen.
Now, aside from business, I'm going to share something kind of controversial, and that's number 3, creative. Allow me to explain. Vince McMahon had a plethora of bad storylines and ideas.
Oh God, the Kiss My Ass Club. Oh my God.
Triple H is now in charge, and in a lot of ways, he's doing a much better job than Vince. The current WWE feuds and stories are more cohesive, make sense, and tend to be more serious. This is a good thing. But the one problem is that those types of storylines can be predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen, and you're just waiting for it to get there. Yeah, Vince McMahon's storylines were sporadic and could change from week to week, which often made things worse. But there was an element of surprise. You didn't always know what to expect, and that made WWE exciting to watch, especially during the Attitude Era. In general though, there's just less variety in WWE now. The shows are a lot more serious, and matches tend to run longer. That's not all bad, but some of the best WWE moments are the comedic ones. Plus, shorter matches can be fun. There's just kind of a staleness with WWE right now. Again, one of the problems with Vince McMahon was that his creativity could be all over the place, but there was an element of unpredictability and variety that's lost today. Now, speaking of creative,
I think a part of that too, if I'm gonna be honest, like, I understand what he's saying. I think a part of that too is we can't put all of that on today versus the past. There is a part of this that's not being, in my opinion, I don't know if he's going to mention it, there's a part of this that's not being considered, and that is the amount of social media influence, the amount of intrigue about people wanting to know what's going to happen before it happens, the amount of people reading dirt sheets, the amount of information getting out before the show happens. I literally saw something earlier. I was looking for some YouTube videos to react to, and there's literally a channel dedicated to rumors and reports. So there's people dedicating time to finding things out before the show, finding out what segments are going to happen during a show, trying to find out what returns and surprises are going to happen. So it's harder for us to have that element of surprise when you legitimately have people trying to find this information out and spread it before the show happens. Back when Vince, like, and I know he was talking about the Attitude Era, and he showed some clips where I'm assuming it was like Ruthless Aggression Era, mid 2010s. Like, I don't remember it being as bad as it is today. We can't really compare the two apples to apples because the influence of the internet was not what it is today. I don't know why people do this. To me, it takes away the joy. That's why when people come in my live streams, I say, hey, we don't do that over here. We don't do any of the fantasy booking so far in advance. We don't want to guess who's coming back because that ruins the surprise. But there's a very large amount of people who like that, and I don't know why. I don't understand why.
Talk about, and that's number 2, theme songs. It's no secret that a lot of the entrance themes in WWE suck now. They feel so generic and less memorable compared to the songs of the past. This can primarily be attributed to one group, Death Rebel. Now, granted, Death Rebel,
they can hit one or two every now and again. They one of those where it's like, no, don't shoot it, and then all of a sudden
pulls up 3-pointer. Bang! It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
They will pull one out every now and again, but I can't. It's not a high clip. That percentage is not that great. If I'm just saying, I'm just being honest.
Started producing WWE theme songs in 2019, back when Vince McMahon was still in charge. So they were a Vince McMahon choice that TKO has continued to use. Here's why I include theme songs though. When Vince McMahon was in control, there was at least hope that the theme music would improve. With TKO, there's no chance they'll get better. McMahon was at almost every single WWE show, and someone could have gotten in his ear and told him, hey man, these songs really suck.
It's not gonna work for me, brother.
That's not even a possibility. That leads me to my last reason. And you might roll your eyes at me when I say this, but the number one reason WWE is better with Vince McMahon is passion.
Right.
Until TKO
no, I absolutely agree. Matter of fact, I'm gonna clap it up for you for that one. I absolutely agree. Vince no matter what we thought about his crazy ideas, his creative, whatever, that man loved his product. So much so, he was willing to make an ass of himself, legitimately. And he was legitimately gonna show his ass. And he did. He created the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. He was literally assed out. He was passionate about his product, and he cared about how the product was. TKO only cares about profits and how much they can make from a product that they acquired. There is a big difference between the two. So passion, absolutely. Absolutely.
WWE, the company was always controlled by one man, or one McMahon. Why does that matter? It felt like the company had some real passion behind it. Like I've said, Vince McMahon was in the business to make money, but he did seem to have genuine excitement for the wrestling business. He enjoyed making stars and creating moments that made the crowd react. Again, Vince was crazy and not a great human being.
Right.
I'm not arguing that.
Right.
But listen to how he talks compared to how Nick Khan, WWE's current president, talks.
You go out and you manipulate the audience, and they boo the hell out of you, and you really want to get that heat and feel it. We're not afraid of it. It's like, go embrace it.
WWE is a treasure trove of intellectual property, a treasure trove that has not yet been exploited in the way that we want to exploit it.
It has not been exploited in the way that we want to exploit it. One of them sounds like they absolutely love it, and the other one sounds like, hey, I just bought this and I need to sell it. One of these things is not like the other, bro.
Nowadays, WWE just feels so much more soulless and corporate. Again, say what you will about Vince McMahon, at least he had some true appreciation and respect for wrestling. I don't think TKO has any of that. Since Vince McMahon stepped away, WWE has changed in some surprising ways. Wrestlers are now allowed to do things they never could before, including when it comes to sex. To find out what the rule change is, watch the video on screen.
Well, hold on now, because if y'all remember, the live sex celebration, which is funny because I actually have a whole video I actually have to release about that. Yeah, funny story about that. My mom walked in when that was actually on TV. But anyway, I'll link that video whenever I record it or whenever I release it, man. But W video, I absolutely agree with majority of the stuff in this. I think there's only one thing that I really had anything that I had to kind of push back on, but absolutely, man, Tap Out Corner, bro. Appreciate you for the video.
Thank you.
W video, man. And y'all let me know, comment in the comment section and let me know, what do you feel about TKO's version of WWE versus Vince McMahon's version of WWE? Again, I don't think anybody here is saying that they agree with what Vince did to the talent and the allegations and the courts and the scandals and all of that. We're not talking about that. I think we're very firm on we don't agree and we don't condone that. But from running the product and running the company, it's very obvious that one of them cared about us and the other one only cares about our pockets. But y'all let me know, man. Y'all comment down below. Appreciate y'all for watching. Definitely hit the like button on the way out. If you want to see more wrestling content like this, definitely hit the subscribe button. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Check out this video on screen because YouTube really thinks you're going to like it. So until next time, I will see you all back in the ring. Y'all have a good one. Peace, y'all.